Yeah, the program was filled with a lot of teachings that I really appreciated, but I'm very glad to have the some teachings about what the lokas are and who is presiding in what realm. So that was very wonderful, and a highlight of my experiences were the rebirthing process, where my Divine Mother showed up as Lakshmi and celebrated my birth for 6 hours with hundreds of people there, and music and dancing and so much love. And I still feel Lakshmi's love. Like, I still feel her arms around me, you know, just holding me on my right side.
So your ego is transferred to Vishnu's ego. There's the embrace. And I guess that came first. Along with the embrace with Vishnu is an embrace underwater like that. With the transfer of our ego, of my ego, all of a sudden it was transferred to being Vishnu's ego. Like your ego becomes Vishnu's ego. The transfer to that, and with the embrace.
I'm living in another reality now. Everything changed. Like, I'm forever. It's not only temporary, I'm forever. No matter what happens, the ecstasy, the divine ecstasy that I had was like, there was no ecstasy like this in life. Nothing. Like nothing. I can't even, and it was like, woof. And I just felt like everything changed. I felt like my skin changed. I felt like my face changed. I felt like I just looked at you and I felt like I was one with you, and I was one with all the group and everything. The house, I was sitting in the kitchen, everything changed, everything was light. And I started to cry so badly because it was just so, there was emotions that I was like, oh, I'm so grateful that everything is light, everything is new, but I want to stay there. Everything is new. The skin, the heart, everything is new. All the people, everything is new. Knowing the idea of a divine ecstasy that is greater than everything else, no one has to preach it to me anymore. That knowing, to me, is the most potent medicine I can help the universe with.
When I looked into Sita's eyes, she started expanding, and I didn't know this was possible. And then I realized she's right in front of me, and this is a reality. And I was just filled with like a joy and a happiness, and I can kind of bring myself back to that once in a while.
So I just felt like my body was like levitating, going up and up. It was very interesting. Every time it was like automatic almost. That's why I got very, very emotional, because I felt so much love from Goloka. I felt so much love.
Usually I would feel like a lockdown from inside my power center. I become powerless, but that's not happening anymore. So I'm more balanced, stable, and in control of my life.
The materialization process was way more than any all this experience is way more than any plant medicine or shrooms or acid has ever done to me. That's hands down. I have never had such visions with medicine in my entire life experience, whatever I have experienced, and I've had a few. This materialization was so beautiful. It was so royal, so regal, and it was like, I saw the goddesses over there I met. There was so much shining stuff, and the goddesses and the gods were so real, especially the goddesses there were like, everybody, they were strong, they were powerful, they knew what they were doing. Afterwards, amazing, seeing my entire body was full of glitter. My clothing was full of glitter. I mean, and as the day was progressing, I mean, I sent you videos. There was like diamonds, you know, everywhere. Those diamonds were really fascinating, because that's, you know, you can see things and you can tell people what you saw, but you can't show them. But when you have these diamonds, you have these diamonds in your body and in your clothing, you just, here it is.
Experiences. This is my 4th journey experience with Synarchy, and in that time I've had a complete transformation of my mind, my body, my heart, and I feel so much gratitude, was Radha and Krishna dancing. I was watching from above, but they weren't in form. They were like energy fields. It was really beautiful. So I just fell madly in love with Krishna. And like, it was just so unconditional and full, complete, beautiful love. He made me have all this jewelry. I had so much jewelry and a new dress, and he would say, anything you want is yours. I'm going to give you everything. And at one point while we were walking, I was like, oh no, my cow. And then he showed me in his hand, he had a rope, and way, way, way behind us, trailing way behind, was my white cow. And we let the cow and the horse just graze while we danced in these, it's like a field of flowers with, you know, a bunch of gopis, like transcendental love, not romantic love, but just absolutely. I danced with my family and Krishnas, and we were Radhas and Krishnas on, like, the floor was made out of giant diamonds. Like the diamond tiles were like 6 feet by 8 feet and thick. And they were smooth as glass on top, but the bottoms were faceted, so there was light underneath. So the whole place was lit up with these prisms being like going everywhere. And then the walls were pink and yellow diamonds, like giant diamonds. Dancing with Krishna, and he took my hand and I kind of like went flying, and I was like, oh no. And then I remembered I could levitate now. So I started levitating over these, they're not earthly trees, like all of the, it was just really colorful and they're really tall. And then I started dancing there, but it was like figure skating, but without the skates, but it was that kind of like gliding, lots of twirling, and it was super, super fun. I just feel so much gratitude. I feel like I have absolutely no fear. Like I just feel liberated. I really felt the oneness. Like I understood that concept, and I thought that I felt it, but it became tangible. And yeah, and I just feel super optimistic and full of joy.
My nectar was really flowing, and I was not part of the materialization that like Pearl was talking about earlier, but for the 3 days, I was getting the glitter on my arms, on my feet for those 3 days. But I was like, okay, well, I've got the nectar, and it was really strange because I'm like, I've had nectar and gold dust. What gold dust has to do with it, I don't know, but I had nectar and gold dust, so I was full. And then in Goloka, I felt Radha and Krishna, and it was just such love and peace and understanding and stillness and calm. And I had such love for Radha and Krishna, and I had such love for myself, and I had such love for everybody else.
And the breakthrough for me was going to Goloka, and I did have amazing visuals. I saw a golden tree dancing, the trees were dancing. I saw tons of waterfalls. And the tree offered me a golden apple, and I ate the golden apple, and I played with the cow and blah, blah, blah. And it was beautiful. It was just these flowers, and it was made of flowers, and there were flowers all around. And a voice told me, get in the swing. And when I got in the swing, it was me as a 2-year-old. And when it went like this, inside of my brain, and right in the middle of my brain, the 2-year-old went, ha, 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 and I became Krishna with the little baby, ha, 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 ha. And that opened up a whole universe.
Archangel Michael came, and I felt his presence, and then Archangel Raphael came along too. So that was another unexpected thing. I felt a pain, a big pain, like a sharp, piercing pain on my third eye. And I said, wow.
It was just an explosion of laughter. I can't say it was immense joy, but it was immense, happiness. It was an immense happy moment.
I also lost at least 10 pounds over a 2-week period, which is really good. And I'm also feeling the Holy Spirit just filling me up. My brain, my brain and my body is getting filled with vibratory through me, and I feel my head like it's like full. things are changing for me. I feel like I'm getting younger. I feel like I'm getting healthier.